morning, church. It is Sunday, the 17th of April, and just have some, follow up here. I want to give you some warnings to the mothers and the daughters that are out there who are being summoned and who are being told that I guess they need to represent this Haitian woman, Gabrielle Franklin, and my own mother, Mary Ann, and perhaps my sister or my sisters. I'm going to give you caution and tell you not to do it. Okay? Gabrielle is still coming in here like clockwork. She's under a clan. And the video that the latest video from the 14th, which is on Thursday, is just a continuation of what's been going on. From Thursday until now, it has not stopped. Okay, this woman is sex hungry. She's constantly coming in here. Every time I close my eyes, I can't make it through a night without either cursing her out, asking her not to come here. So there's something that's driving her from midnight to 7 a.m. in the morning. And I don't know if they're sleeping all day and staying up all night, but these Haitian women are determined to literally have me kill someone. Okay, I think that's where it's going. Whatever is being communicated to you women, black, white, Spanish, Asian, women my own complexion, concerning me, either for or against, if it doesn't come out of these lips, I would suggest that you don't do what these people are telling you to do. Don't approach me on a bus. Don't speak at me indirectly. If a white girl or a white woman, I don't care how pretty her face is, how much money she has, how much authority she thinks she has to tell you what to do, I'm asking you not to follow through. Don't do what these people are telling you to do. You don't know me, I'm a stranger. Don't speak to me indirectly. Don't speak to me in the spirit. Don't speak to me, period. Okay, this is getting out of hand. I'm having dreams of slashing young African light-skinned girls with long hair. Stop women taking off their clothes for me to attack them and to give their body to this situation. I don't, I'm being banged in the head when I'm asleep at night. I mean, literally hit. I'm waking up with my mouth peeled. They're sticking stuff in my teeth to give me root canals. Okay? I don't know what this is. They have, see right here? It's dark because somebody put something there. They're putting either iodine or some kind of, to mess up my teeth, to mess up my mouth. So, for what it's worth, I'm trying to tell you, you women from the African American side, you women from the white side, okay? You women from the white side, whether you're boot wearing or, I know you're never coming this way, all right? Because of this, because of this, because of this, okay? And because of this. So, you white ones won't come this way, you Spanish ones won't come this way, and your Asian ones won't come this way. But for the love of God, whatever they're communicating to you, whether it's the police department, the gay community, the Klan, directly, indirectly, if they tell you you look like a Gabrielle or you look like a Melinda or don't fall for it. Don't buy into it. Don't go through the process of showing your face on a bus, on a train, on a plane, or wherever I'm at, just to see if I'm looking. If you have the physical features, the butt, the back, the lips, the clothes, whatever it is, to draw my attention. In other words, don't fall into this trap that the devil has for you. Because if I'm not the hit and I'm the capon, as Gabriel calls me, the guy that's afraid to hurt you, then to redeem my face or to redeem me as a man, how many other men do you think can put a gun to your head and shoot you in your face or slash you in your throat? You know, Charles Manson wasn't afraid of killing a woman. Now, how many other men do you think are out there that would redeem that situation, right? They'd punch me in the face and throw me aside like a sack of potatoes, but then they'd come after you women to redeem the position of a man, and that is to take your life. Don't put your life in the hands of the devil, okay? In spirit, in dreams, in truth. Whatever happens when you're, let me tell you something I learned. You know, there's a dream state. When you fall asleep, you know, I sort of knew this was going to happen. But anyway, when you fall asleep at night, your body stays in the bed, but your soul and your spirit traverses and goes into other places. When you go to those other places, we call it dreams. But is it possible that sometimes that dream can become a reality? Not only on that side where our spirit goes, but it can also come out of the dream and into this world where we're living right now. I've seen it. I've met people on the other side, and then I see them in the streets walking, and we look at each other and we know exactly what's going on. And I'm saying to you ladies, since the problem seems to be with you because of this Gabriel woman, don't fall into the, don't fall prey behind this Haitian woman. Let me put it to you this way. What I explained to her was this. If the government or the gay community, because I don't know what they're looking for. I don't think they're looking for a wife for me. I think they're looking for a way to hit. I think they're looking for someone to step up and take the hit so I could be hit. I think that's the intent. I don't think the intent is marriage and family. Because it would have happened on Grace Community Church property if it was going to happen. And since this is beyond grace, then I don't think, and it seems to me it's beyond the church too. Because the church's position, which is in scripture, concerning women and the way that I've been dealt with, these women that I'm dealing with, you women that I'm dealing with, are not sisters. You're sissies. You're clanswomen. You're black women. And whatever you've been informed, I'm not into black women. I'm not into clanswomen. I'm not into sissy women. I'm not into lesbian women. I'm not into women with penises or both sex. I'm not into women that are butches and women that are bitches. I'm not into women who sell their children. There's a gazillion type of women out there, right? And you have to understand that for each one, there's a match. I thought I could just pursue any woman because of the fact that I'm a Christian. And I thought that I was going to a Christian church. And I made the mistake of pursuing the pastor's daughter, who turned out to be the complete opposite of everything I ever wanted. And I, of course, didn't match the profile. It wasn't like hand in glove. It was the complete opposite. Okay? And as a result of it, this is what I'm enduring right now at the hands of gay men and women. And so the whole thing with Gabriel has gotten worse. She's being helped by the gay clan. Okay? Homosexual men, old and young. I mean, I don't know who keeps climbing through the window of my apartment. I don't like that. I don't like waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and having to deal with this thing that these people are doing. I'm getting older and older and older each year and each day. And these people are using you women, right, to offend me on the job, to offend me at the church, to offend me in the community, on the bus, train. They've used 4 African American women to mace me in the face. What does that say to me in my relationship with you African women? That doesn't make me desire you. That makes me detest you. No different than if African women raping me and molesting me in my bed. What does that say to me? We come from a clan country. We have a country where the history of this nation in the world, I'm not talking about those that are in the Bible, in the Word, and in the church, but in the world, we have a relationship where, African men have never been a favorite, mistreated, cut down, reduced. No man wants to be with an African woman who is going to betray him and turn him in. No man is going to want to be with an African sister that's going to cut him down, right? Women have the tendency, whenever you think of African men, it's like we're the bottom of the barrel. And you can't go any lower than that, right? We're the bottom of the barrel. We're the slaves. And now, from what I hear, we're the homosexuals. We went from slavery to homosexuality. How did we manage that? Our women, our mothers, our grandmothers, our sisters, our daughters, they all turn. What is all of that? In any case, point being that you women who know what's going on with Gabrielle Franklin, okay, she's telling me, I could hear her, she's telling me that John MacArthur's attacking her and having sex with her body, dry. I don't have any proof of this, but I'm hearing it. And because of that, she's giving me the needle. So she's coming into my home and assaulting me sexually every time I fall asleep, and sticking a needle in my ankles, in my feet, in my elbows, right here, and my back, and my tongue. She's sticking needles all over my body and claiming that she's being sexually used by MacArthur. And I'm supposed to be John, and she's supposed to be a Patricia. My name is not John. My name is Kevin Ernst Duclairon. My birth name is Ernst Duclairon. My Christian name is Kevin. And so I don't represent John MacArthur. This 94-year-old Haitian woman is not 94, 84, however old she is. She's up there in age. This elderly old woman is not my spouse. She's not my wife. She's nobody I want to be in bed with. What young man do you know wants to look at a 90-year-old Haitian woman? You understand what I'm saying? When you're that age, you lose your beauty. You can't carry children. This woman is sentimental, sexually driven, and thinks that she could just come into my bed and her hole is enough for me. We have specific instructions from God's word what a Titus 2 woman should be. I don't want Gabrielle and the hole that she has. What I'm saying here may be upsetting to you women in the world, but that's what Christianity is when we come to the table and look at sex, marriage, family from God's angle rather than the angle of the world. You in the world sex and have sex with everybody. Mother and brother, father and sister, baby, dog and cat, whatever. You understand? But in the word, we don't, it's the complete opposite. The warning is here, right? And this is supposed to be the reality, but this is a reality too that you in the world don't understand. The way you pursue females here is a whole lot different than you pursue it when you have God's word and instructions. God instructs us to marry here, not to take the sex from a sleeping son or a sleeping boy or a sleeping person. The instructions are specific. It is not good for a man to be alone. God says, I'll make you a suitable helper. The Bible tells us that it is better to marry than to burn. Right? The Bible tells us that the body is not meant for sexual immorality. I have an old woman who is being supported by your gay community and your clan and your government from the world who does these things. I can't prove it, right? I mean, I have an old woman whose spirit is so sexually driven with violence. You know, it's like she's got that mindset that I'm going to do, you know, I'm going to go after you and this is what I'm going to do to you. And I'm thinking, why am I her target? Why am I her target? I don't understand this woman. She went after my father and my father said no. She went after me and I said no. Why is she still I mean, you know, what clan is inside of this woman? You know, whenever I meet women and and I see the hardness that is in them, it's a reflection of the man that's who she's under. You know, whether the man be a Klansman or a gay man or whatever it is. I'm not exactly sure what to tell you. But the bottom line is that we Christian men, okay, whether we look desirable to you or not, we've been given specific instructions, right? Read about the Titus 2 woman. It's only a couple verses. Read about the Proverbs 31 woman. It's only a couple verses. Read some of the stories of how women, of what the women are like in here, okay? And the specific instructions we've been given on how to live. Look, it's easy to have sex. It's easy to go to one of those dancing places, bars, meet a female, give them $20, give them $5, you know, while they dance, buy them a drink, pay $20 for them to dance on your lap, you know, I mean, pop the pill in your mouth. When she feels it, you don't think she's gonna want it, right? Open your little zipper there, and you know she's dancing. She's wearing a bikini. Figure it out, right? A little bit of this and a little bit of that, and a this and that. I mean, come on, right? That's the world's mentality. It's not that difficult. $200, $300 can get you some. Look, I want to show you the knife that I used. I'll be right back. In the dream, there were 3 women. This is the knife that was put in my hands. The exact knife. And I was in a high school, probably on the 3rd or 4th floor of a high school. I don't know how I got up there, who those women were, and it looks like we were in a gymnasium or in a room. They came out, and I was trying to tell them to stop. Don't come out on me. And one of them, she was almost like a basketball player. She's my height, slender, but hard. Okay, real hard. And I don't know what happened, and I kept on saying, "Stop! Don't chase me! Leave me alone!" And I think I slashed, but it was just like just a little cut. It wasn't. I didn't stab. Just a little cut, just to tell her to stop. You know, I don't want it. Anyway, it happened, I think, twice. And then I took off running. I left the building because the other girl that was behind, she started taking off her clothes. And I said to them, you know, how many of you are going to give your body to this? Right? This is the position of you women in the world. But that's not the position of the women of the church. Okay? We are different because our mindset is different. Not our skin. Our sins are no different, but because of our salvation. Am I advertising here? You better believe I'm advertising. And calling some of you to the carpet. You cannot force our hands to hurt you women. You understand? It's not a battle between men and women. We've been given specific instructions on, you know, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. God is very gentle in how he deals with us. Look, you're in the world. You've got your mentality. You've got your way of thinking and dealing with things. But you're going to clash with those who believe God and his word. You're going to clash with us. Okay? You're going to clash with us on every level. Marriage, you're going to clash. Because the way you do marriage, me a Ron and a gay Ernst. That's not marriage in the Christian realm. Right? Leadership, you're going to clash. Christ is the head of his church. You, I don't know how you do leadership. Because it's not straight leadership. Right? So a lot of things that raising children, family, and so on and so forth. Worship, ministry, leadership, education, even. We're going in opposite direction. All right? And so I'm doing this video today just to prevent what happened in the dream to become a reality. And all I'm trying to say to you women that are in the world, and to some of you women that are in the church, I'm not looking for a Gabriel Franklin. I'm not looking for a duplicate from whatever angle that there is. Okay? And that means if I go to church on Sunday, I'm not looking for a woman wearing orange or for a woman with a big upper lip. I'm not looking for a Gabriel. And so whatever information you've been put, doesn't matter what kind of girl you are, whatever information they've put in you as a community, if it leads back to you representing her, I don't want nothing to do with her. Not through you. I don't care if you're Miss America, the richest woman in the world. You understand? If Christ is not in Gabriel, and the women that are chosen to represent her, it's not going to work, because we're like this against each other. Okay? And I'm trying to prevent blood from being spilled. It's not that I'm afraid to kill you. Anybody could be a Charles Manson, right? But who wants to spill blood over the issue of submission or subjugation or even slavery? I thought we already went through all that. That's why we have a 13th Amendment, right? And don't think because you're the same skin as me that we belong together. Or because you're darker than me, then you can give me the lead. Or because you're white, automatically I'm going to fall in line. That's the thinking of the world. That's not the thinking of the word. The way God sees us is different than the way you have been taught to see us. There's a whole lot more to be said, but at this time I'm not willing to say it, nor in this context. But since this thing is, before it hits Beaverton High School, because of those, before it hits Beaverton High School, or before it hits Beaverton City, the police department, whoever, before it becomes any more than what it is now in Portland and Seattle, I'm trying to give you girls a heads up. Be wise and discerning. Don't approach strangers that you don't know. Don't speak to strangers that you don't know. Even if you think you've got their information, don't do it. Because there's another angle, okay, that you can't see. Even if you're with a girl or with a group, even if you have mace or a gun or a knife or a Gillette, don't do it. You're still a female. And if I take the hit, figure out how many other dudes are going to want to slash you, mace you, punch you in your mouth, knock you out, and take your life. I think you understand where I'm coming from. Okay? You women that are in the world, when you know that a man is of the word, if you're not willing to meet him on this level, get stepping. If you're a woman of the world and you know that the man is of the word and you're not willing to yield to God's word and subject yourself to his lordship, leave that man alone. I don't care how enticed you are. I don't care how much of vagina you want to give to him, because at some point it's going to lead to this. And it's not the man of the word that's going to take the knife to do it to you. It's you that's going to do it to him, because you've been rejected. But you don't understand something, that God instructs us to choose women who are in the Lord, and vice versa. So, before there is blood, because now right now I'm weeping. The bottom of my lip have been peeled. My body's in pain because of all the needles that are being stuck in it. I'm dealing with one of you women in the world, right? That's what Gabrielle Franklin is. She's a woman of the world, and she thinks that she could just screw someone and just keep going. Look, I have to produce these every single day. Okay. Did I fill it up already? Okay. Now, what am I going to tell the manager in the morning? On Monday morning. It's Sunday morning, the 17th. Supposedly, I have 10 days to remedy the situation with the management. By 10 days, how many times have I been hit? I get hit every day here. And it's a new hit every time. I go down there and ask the manager why you let her into my apartment and violate my lease. It's going to become a fight. And guess where I end up? Back in the world as a homeless. Okay? Back in the world as a homeless. Not among the saints. As a church minister. So, because American churches are not like Jewish churches. Right? Anybody could be in those congregations and claim to be the church and not be the church at all. And be men and women of the world who come with their community mentality. Right? On my door here, I have the name of Gabrielle and Guy Franklin, John MacArthur and Melinda MacArthur, Mark Rodriguez and others, where I have to tell them I don't want sex. That means gay or straight in exchange for my Christian work. Right? That is the sermon videos and manuscripts from books, anything, right? In Christian leadership. Why? Because sex outside of the marriage bed, sex outside of the Christian marriage is a sin against God. 1 Corinthians 6, 9 through 20. I literally had to do that, right? Because they come here into this apartment and they sabotage, they take, and they do all of that, right? So, that's another angle of where the sex come into play, right? This morning I'm talking to you females, and what are females used for? Sex, right? And if it's not the females, then it's the sissies, right? And if you've been listening to me in the last couple of days, I'm almost done here. What I've been saying is I don't talk to girls and I don't talk to sissies, gay men. I don't know how to talk to a gay man. I don't know what's in his head. I couldn't tell you what's in his head. I don't know how they think. I don't know how they view the world. So I don't talk to them, right? And females, I don't talk to them because the conversation always leads back to sex with Gabriel, which is what we've been talking about this morning. And now they gave me a new angle on the whole Gabriel thing by bringing young girls in. And the young girls that they brought in dreams, okay? They've already started with young African high school girls, and now they switched it to women, to the women in the dreams. So I'm trying to prevent the blood from spilling here, and I'm doing all that I can. I can't call the police and file a report if I have no proof. They're not going to take a report on my bottom lip being peeled, okay? And if in any case, I think you understand where I'm coming from. All right. The word in the world, we're going in opposite direction. All right. Going in opposite direction. You're Gabriel, Guy Franklin. Your mother needs to be removed out of here. Dion Franklin. It's 3 against 1. Gabriel, who is supported by the gay community. Dion, who's supported by the medical world because she's a nurse. And Guy Franklin, who's supported by the government and the military. And me, I'm just church. So it's 3 against 1. Right? 3 people from the world against 1 man from the church. Right? I'm the one, there are 3. And all the angle goes back to sex, submission, and slavery. I don't want it. I don't want sex with Gabriel. I don't want sex with Dion, and I don't want sex with Guy Franklin through the community. So, for what it's worth, I tell you people this morning, before I do my church ministry downstairs. And really all I'm trying to do is encourage Christians to come out to fellowship, right? And sometimes they take whatever I do and turn it into some sexual thing. So, you know, for what it's worth, I tell you now. Anyway, let me pray and ask that God would give you wisdom on what you choose to do with this situation. You know, if you don't know me from the past, don't step up, because I'm not going to step up to any of you women in Portland or in Beaverton, right? Not in this situation. Unless you're the church, I'm not even going to touch it, right? Father, I pray for this morning, and I had to give the women a solid warning, and pray that you would give them wisdom on whatever information they're being given. And most of the time the information is against me. Young women are being misled, misinformed by the gay community and by the Klan. Father, I pray that you would be with these women and give them wisdom not to approach or to even speak, to test my manhood or to try me. I pray, Father, that these women would be careful, because if I'm not the man to give them the response that they are looking for, some man will step up and will give them that response to redeem us as men. And I am concerned that it's going to lead to bloodshed, and I am concerned that it's going to lead to death. And I don't want nobody's blood on my hands, not as a minister. So I bring this before you and these people here that are watching this video, and ask that you would give wisdom where we lack wisdom, common sense where we lack common sense, and understanding where we lack understanding. I pray that you would remove this Haitian woman and who claims that she's being hurt by John MacArthur, and therefore that's the reason why she's coming into my home to sexually assault me and abuse me. Father, I don't know this to be true. I don't know what MacArthur is doing to her, or why she's really here. But I know that she's hidden in the back. And Lord, you've got her heart in your hand, beating every minute. And if you wanted to, you could take her life without none of us ever touching her. So Lord, I pray this morning that you would put an end to this saga, this drama, this thing that's going on here with this Haitian woman and all those people that are helping her from the gay community. Pray, Lord God, that you would step in immediately and not allow this to continue. In Jesus' name, amen. Now, what you do with this information is entirely up to you.